And then moments later, after stopping the opening series of UCF, Texas Tech scores with, of all people, Jacob Rodriguez, the Heisman candidate linebacker out of the Wildcat. This is Nixon out of the backfield on the receiving end of the pass from Taven Jackson. Wisniewski with the stop, number 5 in that secondary. Joey McGuire now in his 4th season. It all began at Cedar Creek, where he became a legendary Friday Night Lights Hall of Fame coach. Went to coach under Matt Rule for a season at Baylor, and lo and behold, in year 4, on the precipice of winning the Big 12. And Scott Frost, his second act at UCF, after time spent at Nebraska and in the NFL with the Rams. Jaden Nixon again out of the backfield. Oh, that's Dylan Wade, I beg your pardon, the tight end, making that grab. And he is stopped in his tracks immediately by that second level after a 5-yard pickup.
That's the second tackle by Cole Wisniewski. He is a talented football player. One of their big pickups from the portal. Played a lot of football at North Dakota State, and he really adds to what this defense is capable of. A lot of people remember the old Texas Tech that didn't play defense and scored a lot of points. It's a different version now.
Oh, yeah. 3rd down and 8. Jackson swings it out to Nixon. Look how quickly they recover. John Curry, the star linebacker. Tremendous skill. Lubbock's own out of Coronado High School to punt it away from his patio. Should get it off around the 5 with Jacoby Williams back deep this time. Inside his own 40-yard line. High end over end boot. There is quite a wind. And with Geico. The Cameron Dickey is the setback out of the shotgun, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. Good penetration up front that time. Lewis Carter, the transfer from Oklahoma, making that stop. Junior out of Tampa, Florida. This is a UCF team that began the season with 70 out of the transfer portal. Of those, about 63 remain on the roster. They've been beset by injuries, as we mentioned earlier. And here's Dickey out of the backfield. Coordinator, formerly of Texas State, made his way here. Was a quarterback at UTEP with the Miners back in 2015. Reggie Virgil, and that bubble screen and quick slants to him in the opening drive to get them on the doorstep of the touchdown that was scored by Dickey. This time, R.J. Jackson, number 95, with a tackle after a gain of 5.
Such a great get out of Miami of Ohio. Such a talented wide receiver.
3rd and 15. Set up the screen that time. Had the convoy ready for Cameron Dickey. But a little bit of pressure forced Morton to release it hurriedly.
Penalty is declined. 4th down.
Yeah, probably.
Wearing number 24.
And Jay, he's a gamer. Change already with Davi Belfort in at quarterback. Number 10 for the first time. Nothing doing on that running play to Jaden Nixon. Belfort came into the game late in the loss to Houston last week. Made a tremendous scramble of about 36 yards. Had him on the doorstep of maybe winning the game. He's a gamer. He really runs it well. But then threw a pass interception to close the game out. And he was defeated, obviously, but now he's trying to bounce back.
Yeah, and after that play, they're 0 for 3 on first down production. As you know, you got to get at least 4 yards to stay ahead of the chains, and that's their second fumble on the exchange and their second quarterback that had the fumble on the exchange.
Yeah, and they were inside the 15-yard line to open both drives and still haven't gotten it beyond the 20. And Terrell Tillman, number 18, comes up to meet Jaden Nixon again on that stop. Miles Montgomery is their big-time back. He's the kid that was destined to be the next R.J. Harvey, who's now with the Broncos in the NFL. Montgomery's been hurt, banged up most of the season and recently, a week ago, after a couple of great runs early to give UCF a lead. They won the turnover battle by 4 against Houston, still lost the game. Here's Belfort's ability to run, but a shoestring tackle has him right at the 19-yard line. He was about to take off. And that was a big-time tackle because it leads to a negative play, but a great stop made in space. Banks coming in to do it here.
Yeah, when you have space. They have to find a way to get more first down production to stay ahead of the chain.
And once again, they got to punt it away from inside their 10. Jacoby Williams is awaiting. Room to run this time, and he will. Nice little change of direction. Had no field position, but there were mistakes made in the special teams that enabled that to take place. Aaron Morton in at quarterback. And Jacoby Williams is stopped at the point of attack. No gain. UCF up front is pretty strong. John Walker is a whole lot of man. 6'4", 324 out of Kissimmee, Florida.
And Tim, he had a lot of help.
Yep.
Of the 11 players on the field, 9 were in the box that time.
Yeah. Morton's pass, boy, he thread the needle there. Just shy of the line to make. To Caleb Douglas, another game breaker. Lewis Carter, again with a stop, a pickup of 9. And it'll be 3rd down and a yard to go.
Those 9 guys in the box on the previous play, that's the reason my keys were to throw the ball to make sure you can get to that run game.
Jacoby Williams gets 2 in the arms of Walker again. Youngster out of Osceola High School in Kissimmee.
And the lone loss for Texas Tech, that's what was the recipe for Arizona State. They put everybody down the box, and they weren't able to make them pay.
Morton's pass, that was a mix-up there in terms of the receiver, John Carlos Miller, stopping.
Yes.
Pass sailed a little bit anyway, so it falls incomplete at 2nd and 10.
Well, Tim, a lot of this offense is the wide receivers get a chance to read what they're going to do, right? So it's not a set play. You don't know exactly what they're going to do. You have to be working in concert if you're the quarterback and the wide receiver. So, yes, a miscommunication on that play.
Mac Leftwich really loves giving his quarterbacks a lot of autonomy. That pass incomplete for Terrence Carter Jr., the tight end, who along with John Carlos Miller can be used almost as wide receivers, although Miller is a big fella at 6'5", 240.
If I'm UCF on defense right now, I expect for them to put pressure, right? Bring extra guys and go that man-to-man defense that you always play. I don't think you can allow Behren Morton to sit back there and dissect your zone coverage, right? So bring pressure and play man-to-man coverage and make sure you stand tall to these wide receivers.
And Alex Grinch, the defensive coordinator, looks on. He's faced with that task and calling those defenses. That pass is underneath. And it is caught by Bryson Jones, 85, the wide receiver out of Frisco, Texas. A freshman getting some playing time. They'll probably go very deep into that roster of theirs before the afternoon is done. 4th and 5. They will go for it here.
That's what you get from a veteran quarterback. You know that we're probably going to go for it on 4th down, so get what you can so that you can set up the next play.
6 out of 13 on the season on 4th down conversions. Straight back. Crossing pattern, Williams. And Jacoby looks to be very close. Looks like he may have, in fact, picked it up. Kelly Lawson with the stop, and it is a 1st down.
I love the design from offensive coordinator Mac Leftwich. Understanding the scenario, 4th down, they're probably going to play man. They get one of their better athletes, Jacoby Williams, on the outside right away against the linebacker.
Quick curl caught by Terrence Carter. And they'll push him back. Forward progress spots him at the 24-yard line. Carter with the tackle on Carter. Lewis on Terrence.
If you're a UCF fan, you're watching this defense and you don't usually see what they're doing. They're playing a lot of zone coverage because they just don't believe that they can stand up against these wide receivers over and over and over again with such a talented quarterback. So they're playing zone, but if you're Behren Morton, you have to be patient and take what they give you.
Twin running backs. Jacoby Williams carries it. Cameron Dickey was back there with him. And he'll get ahead 2 yards shy of the 1st down to the 21, a gain of 3. There's so much in this Texas Tech arsenal. And you made mention of Jacoby Williams running that quick, shallow cross. They'll put some of those running backs in a slot and then add them into the passing game of Mac Leftwich. 3rd down and 2.
Got a lot of guys in the boxes. Wildcat.
Dickey out of it. Look at that extra effort. He's got the 1st down. Cameron Dickey, in my mind, is the most versatile of the backs. in the offensive repertoire of Mac Leftwich. He loves this kid.
What you just saw there is the difference between Texas Tech in the past and them now. They can run the football, and they can run it well.
Yeah.
And that's why they're the number 6 team in the country.
In the corner on the fade, incomplete. Caleb Douglas, the intended receiver. Fans wanted an interference. Jaden Bellamy was back there with him. Good coverage that time.
When you get into December and January, the teams that can run the football and control the game on the ground, those are the teams that have the most success. But you know they can pass it as well. A miscommunication here. Unable to bring that one in by number 5, Caleb Douglas.
He normally would have reached out and I pointed that.
Yeah, and the sun could have been in his eyes, and the ball snuck up on him pretty quickly.
He let it climb on him. Coming the other way, Carter. Terrence Carter. That sweep action. Philip Dunham.
Gave us.
Here's a little sweep. To be, at the very least, invited to New York. I don't expect him to win the Heisman, but boy, he deserves to get enough votes to go. Here's Reggie Virgil on a little sweep for the touchdown to open quarter number 2. Stone Harrington for the extra point. A touchback, and this will be. I'll say this, Josh, and Devin, I think you've got my back on it when I say it.
They broke the huddle with 12.
Yeah, they broke the huddle with 12, so we're going to have a 5-yard penalty. 4-yard line. They managed to get behind the sticks without even running a play. So it was 1st and 15, and now they're faced with 2nd down and 11.
And Tim, before
68 penalties through the year, 48 of those occurring on offense, and 31 pre-snap on the season. Got to get past that. Quick out pattern, and it is caught by Marcus Burke.
And that's
that'll
going to
move
give
the
them,
chains.
Yeah, it's their first down of the game, Tim. And this really feels, I know it's early, but this feels like a gotta-have-it drive.
Yeah.
You haven't shown that you can stop Texas Tech, and you have to put something together to go down and get points.
One thing we know about Scott Frost, and you'll see it as this game prolongs, majority of his guys are dialed in, okay? The team is going through a lot of issues with injuries. They're a bit bewildered on top of that, with the start of this game being where it is. But they will play hard for him. That's a staple of his approach as a head coach, always has been. Pickup of a yard on that play for Nixon. 2nd down and 9 as Rodriguez comes over there to add to his tote board. Knew Scott as a player and as a coach. He went through a very difficult time at his alma mater. It took him a while to get over it. He and his wife moved to Arizona for about a year. Then he got a job working with special teams with the Rams organization. Really helped him out before this opportunity came. And here's Belfort again in at quarterback. And Davi Belfort, the youngster from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, gets it out for 5 yards. Ben Roberts with the tackle, number 13, the Mike linebacker. 3rd down and 4.
We talk so much about the instincts of Jacob Rodriguez, and you saw him on that play follow the pulling guard, meet him in the hole, and create a clog in the hole for a minimal gain.
And we've got a timeout, UCF. Yeah, I think Scott knows exactly what you said earlier, and that is this is a got-to-have-it drive.
Absolutely.
And with the timeout by Coach Frost, we'll take it with him. Far the best.
Got real talent, tall, strong.
By Dwayne Thomas in, and then when Taven Jackson checks back in, they go in another direction. As he is here, and it's a quick curl that's caught by Dwayne Thomas. Obviously Jackson the better passer, a young man you know all too well about from Elite 11 days.
Absolutely. He's got real talent, tall, strong, can throw the football downfield. He has to find a way to be more consistent, and that's his first 3rd down and manageable. A nice job picking it up there.
By far the best field position they've had, beyond the 45 at the 46. Nixon remains the setback. They go trips to the top of your screen. Nixon burrows ahead for a yard. Cole Wisniewski with the stop.
The one thing you'll see from this UCF football team, they're battered and bruised, of course, but they will not give up. They will not cower. They're going to continue to battle. They're going to continue to fight. It's not always going to look pretty. They're not going to always have assignment and alignment in line. However, they haven't given up. What I've seen on film and talking to head coach Scott Frost last night, this team hasn't given up on the season, and like we talked about in the open, they still have a lot to play for, an opportunity for a bowl game with 4 wins and 3 games remaining.
Belfort back in the game on 2nd and 9. And on that read, he went to Nixon, and Texas Tech had him covered up. A.J. McCarty, the star linebacker, senior out of Brownwood, Texas, the stop. And 3rd and long coming up.
Yeah, like I talked about, when Belfort is in the game, you're going to see this Texas Tech defense get really tight into the box, expecting the run. So if you're UCF, you have Belfort in the game, you have to try to trust him to make, whether in the RPO or the drop back pass, to make a throw, because he's going to have some opportunities downfield.
And now in an obvious passing down, Taven Jackson back on the field. 3rd down, 12. Speedy Thomas is the favorite target in these situations. Looking downfield and incomplete.
Coy Aiken with the reception.
Yeah. At the 15-yard line of Texas Tech. Out of Hamilton, Ontario. Canary. Aiken lets it go, and that's a beautiful. He went out of bounds at the 2 rather than the 4, and as we open play, both the at the 2-yard line. Cameron Dickey is in the backfield after a penalty in the aftermath of that punt. Put him back at the 2, half the distance to the goal. Cameron Dickey, the setback for Baron Morton. And again, UCF stiffens at the point of attack. They'll give him 2 yards, and that's generous. So out to the 4-yard line, and Kelly Lawson, the Virginia Tech transfer, making the stop. Boy, Carter all over that one. It's Carter on Carter again. That's a combination that we've seen a lot of here in the early going. 3rd down and 8.
This is a really nice job by Lewis Carter. I mean, he does it textbook. I've seen linebackers do this drill over and over. You have to locate your space in the zone, then get to it, and then get your eyes to the quarterback.
Yeah, he's had at least 6 stops in all 8 appearances he's made this year. Morton from his end zone. In trouble. Needs to unload it, and does.
Safety! Safety!
And I think they're maybe talking about a hold in the backfield. Coy Aiken was that arm extended. Yeah. Fly as in front has been a strength for Alex Grinch's team. And after the safety, here comes Jaden Nixon the other way. That was a heck of a boot. Markers fly. Field position. These guys are still trying to familiarize themselves with one another.
Yeah, I mean, new guys in and out, trying to find the right combinations, multiple different quarterbacks. There's no real cohesion. However, I trust that Scott Frost is going to get this figured out as he continues on this journey of trying to bring UCF back to the promise that it once had.
A promise that he set as a standard before leaving. Hajim Adai in the backfield. They go with an out pattern. That ball looked at maybe as though it could have been tipped or just went flailing out of his hands. DJ Black did come away with it, but it took a while for it to get there. A pickup of 5 on the play.
And Bryce Pollock, he hesitated for just a second. He got there in time, but he had an opportunity for a pick 6. He breaks on it. He's right there. If you break toward the ball, he may have that pick 6.
Yeah, it was tipped. 2nd down and 5. Little bubble screen action. Complete for a 1st down. Past the 25 to the 28. That's Damerkant, Chris Damerkant, number 13. Redshirt senior out of Bellingham, Massachusetts. An 8-yard gain, the 1st down. Well, you talked about a must-get drive. Well, they didn't convert, but they did manage a 2 on the safety. Now they look to have a nice, long scoring drive to maybe give themselves a little confidence before the intermission. Out of the shotgun. Adai. Jacob Rodriguez comes over to make the stop, to no one's surprise, after a gain of 4 at the 31-yard line. Hear the name Addae, and I automatically think of Joseph Addae, one-time running back with the Indianapolis Colts and LSU Tigers.
I want to take a look here at Ben Roberts, number 13. Watch him. He's going to take on his guy, and it allows for Rodriguez to scrape over the top to make that play.
Taven Jackson with time over the middle. There's the tight end, Dylan Wade. This is the guy that they look to on seam routes over the middle, gain of 12. And he is a lot to deal with after making the catch, and he's really not your typical tight end.
Yeah, and what you saw there was a Hank route, right? That tight end route, everybody that plays football understands the Hank, when the tight end goes and sits right over the ball, the OTB, and the quarterback gets it right to him. Another first down for Taven Jackson in this offense.
You're all about the OTB.
Oh, you've got to love a good over the ball, don't you?
Absolutely. Quick out pattern. Dylan Wade stopped immediately, stays in bounds. Wisniewski with the stop, senior out of Sparta, Wisconsin.
Wisniewski said, I see your OTB, and I raise you OTG on the ground for a minimal gain.
Second down and 9. Technically, UCF is on their 4th quarterback. I'll explain further later. Addae again in the setback, and a little forward pass shoveled to Dwayne Thomas, and Speedy gets it into Texas Tech territory, just piercing the 50-yard line, a gain of 7.
I mean, so many times you see Rodriguez come in, take on a blocker, shed it, and then find a way to trip up the runner and make the tackle. That's why they're talking about him as a Heisman contender. His instincts, they're so good for the linebacker position.
3rd and a long 2. They go with Addae in the backfield. Jackson swings it into some traffic. Boy, that was a dangerous pass. Sidearmed it in there and did it with very little touch.
As much as it didn't work, that's a perfect call by Scott Frost. He knows that they have 0 coverage. You've got to make that catch.
Yeah.
I know it has a little bit of steam on it, but this is a college football player. You've got to make that catch. However, that is a true freshman, number 35, Addae, trying to make that play.
Out of Miami, Florida. 4th down and 2. On a must-have drive. 56% on the year on conversions. Jackson's in trouble and down. Touchdown.
I got you.
Williams in motion.
All right, so you move that motion to see what the coverage is. You kind of give some indicators. Looks like it might be man-to-man coverage. You got to go to your best man beater.
Oh, nice delay to Williams. Jacoby Williams has the first down at the 30-yard line. Take a look at that previous play that got him so close.
All right, you get a little bit behind the chains. Take a look at the offensive lineman, go inside and then come and make plays on those smaller defenders. I'm just telling you, it's difficult for those big offensive linemen to corral those defenders. They do a good job there.
Reverse, Virgil. Reverse.
There goes Virgil.
Oh, yeah. A hop, skip, and a jump touchdown. Yeah, you know what? My daughters always tell me about TikTok.
I don't know if they know about that one yet.
No, I think they do, actually, yeah. And by the way, if we do something at halftime and it makes TikTok, they'll be the first to know.
He's right here on your screen.
Nixon, now with a shotgun, gets ahead. Healthy gain on first down. They haven't had much of that today. Brendan Jordan makes the stop. Give him at least 7 yards on that play, maybe 8. 2nd and 2 coming up. Last couple of drives, they've accumulated 54 yards. Those first drives, they got nothing on first down. Absolutely nothing. Dwayne Thomas now is the setback. They moved him from wide receiver to running back here. Now they set him in motion. Look out for that screen action. Underneath, intercepted by Rodriguez. Jacob Rodriguez, the big play.
Heisman contender, Jacob Rodriguez on the interception.
You know, you think about them offensively this season, it pays to think big picture. Baron Morton got hurt early in the year. They don't win the Utah game without a healthy Will Hammond.
Oh, yeah.
Will Hammond carried except a plane ticket to New York.
Is a Heisman contender.
By the way, what a mistake by Taven Jackson. He had Speedy Thomas wide open, who had just gone into motion, and then I thought he panicked by letting that one go into traffic.
The patience, the poise. He looks like a really veteran drop back passer, but on the defensive side of the ball, watching it develop and then reacting to get the interception.
His instincts are his catalyst. His main catalyst are his instincts. Dickey settles in on the curl, has it at the 17-yard line. Lewis Carter again the stop, a gain of 6, second down and 4.
So a few tackles, 4th interception on the season. He's got a touchdown today.
Yeah.
What more is he going to do?
I'm thinking maybe he accept a plane ticket to New York.
Think he's going to bring you, Tim?
Well, we're doing our part. We're doing our part. 2nd and 4. Morton against some pressure. It's caught. Caleb Douglas has it inside the 10. These guys are just carefree and enjoying life after a gain of 8.
And such a good detailed route by Caleb Douglas. Take a look at him right there in the slot. He goes vertical with patience, snaps it down, nose over the toes, puts the defender on the ground, but he just doesn't have enough space to get the yak. He might have been able to get in the end zone.
1st and goal. Morton with all kinds of time. It's caught. Reggie. Oh, my goodness, what's happened?
And get those sacks. 2nd
down and 5. Taven Jackson trying to bounce back from that pick, and another pre-snap.
Football, 6'10", 310 pounds. You're going to see him every time.
After this play, the 2-minute timeout is coming as they throw a little hitch out.
And the Rams.
Taven Jackson flushed from the pocket, looking for some help, and now decides to tuck it and run.
Go for it in this area of the field. However, 35-2, you've got to pull out all the stops.
Nixon, boy, going to be close. I think he made it.
Yeah, I think he did, just by the hair on his chin.
Or the chin strap.
He got a left foot spot.
Yeah, he did. Got to get left foot spots if you want to make it when it's that close.
Yeah, of course. He does a nice job of getting downhill and continuing to drive his legs. And the fact that he's on top of a Texas Tech defender is what allowed him to slide through and get that 1st down.
From the 35, 1st down. Jackson run down from behind. These guys are so quick. Romello Height is another one. Call it the dog position. Well, he is a dog. Look at this from above.
You remember I talked about all the other rushers? Well, here's another one. Romello Height does a nice job. First with speed off the ball, a little 1-2 like he's going to release as a wide receiver, and then he just chases Taven Jackson down.
Texas Tech has taken a timeout, and with that, let's find out what's coming up at halftime. Here's Sark.
Playoff privilege, right?
No, it's never too early. But Ari will punt it away again. High, end over end. Jacoby Williams will let it bounce. He gets a help after the 1st down. Carter Jr.
Throw a pass. He's a former quarterback.
Mitch Griffiths is in at quarterback, and they run a quick curl for him to get that completion to start. To Terrence Carter Jr. And he gets 8 yards on 1st down. This youngster was pouring concrete a year ago. That's right, you heard me correctly. Pouring concrete. Here he run a little shovel pass to Jacoby Williams for a 1st down.
Now, Tim, hold on now.
Yeah.
They told us he plays a little like, I don't know, Johnny Manziel.
Uh-huh.
And early, already, on a 2-minute drive, they trust to put him in the game, and that's a Johnny Manziel-esque type play.
No doubt. Williams again. Oh, Boy, talk about yak yardage. Out to the 40, stop the clock after the first down. Now, he is destined to be a coach. In fact, in a year or two, probably will be a coach. But without Will Hammond, you're thinking, okay, well, what if something were to happen to Morton? Well, Will Hammond told us at Fast Friday workout yesterday, there's another completion to Caleb Douglas. Will Hammond said, oh, no problem. This kid Griffiths can play.
Yeah,
he's ready to go.
He said, listen, if we put him in the football game, we're for sure going to win the game. There was no doubt in his mind. And how about that hole shot that he just threw to Caleb Douglas? What a throw in between the corner and the safety. That is not an easy throw to make.
By the way, Will Hammond, that's Baron Morton right there. But Will Hammond is the youngster that came in for an injured Morton at TCU a couple of years ago as a freshman. I mean, had hardly broken a sweat on the field of play, and he almost brought them to victory, if not for a great game by Chandler Morris. Look at this. It's caught. It's touchdown. It's Douglas.
15-yard penalty being forced on the kickoff. That's number 79's first on sport.
Comes in off the bench cold. Hasn't
respond to me as my.
Oh!
Hey.
Rumble, young man, rumble.
I knew Blandino before he became cool. Before he became cool at Fox as a noteworthy understudy to Mike Pereira, who lays claim to all of his success. That's where it took place.
He was my pickleball partner
At the seminar?
In the seminar, yeah.
Yeah.
We were awful. Mostly because of me, though.
Gus Johnson was my golf partner, but he stiffed me. He didn't show up. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. He stiffed me.
I'm just going to go on the women and say maybe Virgil here.
Oh, another dynamic play opportunity. Flags down again as the pass is caught. As if they don't have some depth, but those two are very special. What they can do in this offense of Mac Leftwich's. Stone Harrington's going to come in for a field goal. Let's see where it might have happened. Stone Harrington. Slight angle left. Right through the uprights. Stone Harrington. Texas Tech.
The end zone puts
Weeks.
Everybody on the roster.
Jaden Nixon gets it out for a couple of yards. It'll be second down and 8.
for UCF. The issue in the first half was their inability to create productive first down plays. They've got to find a way to be more productive on first down because, as we've talked about throughout the season and in this game, first down production is directly correlated to making sure you're ahead of the chains and getting short third down opportunities.
Extra tight end in the game. They go over the middle to find one of them. Kylan Fox, number 1, his first reception. Sophomore out of Valdosta, Georgia, gain of 10.
Hey, Tim, you know another way to avoid those third down woes? Get the first down on second down.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Stay out of them.
A very nice job by Taven Jackson there, standing strong in the pocket and finding his OTB, the over the ball for a first down pickup.
UCF has Oklahoma State coming up next, and then they close out their year at BYU. And unless the score changes dramatically, they're going to have to win out to get there. Nixon. And forward progress was stopped before being pushed back by Big Lee Hunter, the senior from Mobile, Alabama.
Lee Hunter just does such a nice job in the middle, man. He is special. His strength, the ability to lock out and be strong at the point of attack and just simply wait for the running back to come to him, disengage, and make the play.
Talk about a load. He is that. Second and 8 from just shy of the 40-yard line. They're getting it out as fast as they can. I understand why you have to do that. I mean, I do. That's Speedy Thomas on the receiving end. The problem against Texas Tech is that their linebacking core and their rovers and safeties are so quick. You just can't beat them to the edge.
Yeah, of course. You obviously have Jacob Rodriguez and Ben Roberts, but how about John Curry, number 6, the only sophomore starter on this defense from Lubbock, Texas. He does a nice job in making that defense look even faster than it actually is.
Well, what a wonderful conversation we had with him, right? I mean, talking about what it was like to be out. That pass incomplete, could have been picked off. He tried to hold up.
Roughing the passer.
Yep.
Defense number 2. 15-yard penalty on him.
He's strong.
Yeah.
Of course he's going to fall to the ground.
Well,
so.
I mean, and
Hey, Lee Hunter, you do better, young man.
And by the way, Taven Jackson very wisely,
Good job.
took the fall.
Fall down.
Yeah. On first down. Just the pressure is so intense. So he pulls it down. Jaden Cofield, number 51, playing the nose when Lee Hunter is out of there. There's a look at Curry.
How about 6'4", 330 Lee Hunter comes out. In comes 6'2", 330 Jaden Cofield, who makes that play. I mean, it's really good to have a big, strong, stout backup to come in when Lee Hunter goes to the sideline.
4 sacks.
They're
Texas Tech.
trying to get the call from the sideline. They can't see. That Lubbock sun shining bright.
UCF gets a timeout. Shield Wood will talk about it. He's the guy with the shades on. Texas Tech.
McGuire, what's different?
Their ceiling, in my opinion, is so much higher than some of the other teams ranked ahead of them. That's a beautiful pass caught by Waden Charles, number 19. Really the best throw we've seen from Taven Jackson. That was an Elite 11 kind of throw.
I mean, this is a beautiful throw. He recognizes the coverage. It's cover 2. You want to get to that hole shot if you don't go to the middle, and he sticks that football on the sideline. A thing we do at the Elite 11, on the first night, we do what we call a rail throw challenge, right? Which is what you just saw there.
Yeah.
A throw up the rail, but it has to be up and down quickly before the safety. A perfect execution of that by Taven Jackson.
I mean, now you can see where the potential truly is in him. Over the middle, wide open and caught for the touchdown. This tight end.
You can see him there kind of hidden, and he starts out, looks like he might be blocking it, then he just basically goes on what we call a Texas route, right? Where you go outside, and then you just come inside kind of in that slant angle, and a really nicely thrown ball by Taven Jackson gives him a chance to catch the football. Either he gets it or no one does, and a nice job to make that catch after skying up and grabbing it.
They more among them. But you don't see at the Elite 11.
Those types of settings.
Yeah, absolutely. Yours truly.
Not Sully about sponsorship.
A nice 75-yard drive, too, on 8 plays. And here comes the return. Who had that outstanding last drive. This young man that was pouring concrete a year ago got a call back from Mac Leftwich, who had recruited him initially when he wound up going to Wake Forest. Now think about this. He's going to play, as you like to say, with his hair on fire.
Oh, absolutely.
And they need him to get as many reps as possible given the situation with Will Hammond.
Yeah, of course. And as this play kind of develops, Cameron Dickey up the right sideline, just always doing his. They wanted him to let the team know about gratefulness, right? And understanding that this is a privilege to play football here because he was pouring concrete.
Absolutely.
I'm just telling you, Tim, I've never poured concrete. I don't want to do it. Much rather be on a football. Your life, and you get this opportunity, you take full advantage. So that's why he's going to play with his hair on fire. But also, Texas Tech needs to know exactly what they have. Because of the health of Baron Morton and Will Hammond, we know that you may not be able to finish this season with just one quarterback. They need to know that he can perform and have the team trust in him.
On 2nd and 8, up the gut with Cameron Dickey. Stopped at the 35 by Lewis Carter. I never had a job that didn't have a microphone within it. The only job that I had that did not entail a microphone in my mouth was throwing a paper route when I was in the 7th grade.
Well, Tim,
That was the only time.
I think I beat you. I've never had a job that entailed not having a microphone, excluding playing football.
That's true. Yeah, you had a little bit of an edge that you were talented in other areas.
Wait, time out. You're that season that you threw real newspapers?
I am.
of someone getting their hands up and then him almost having the awareness and being able to make an interception, a big play. But he's a guy that could have commanded real money on the market and gone somewhere else. But he stayed. He trusted in Scott Frost. And I think it's going to pay off for him because he's become a better, not only player, but teammate.
This is a 53-yard try for Stone Harrington.
This
To continue soaring after that 8-play, 75-yard drive on their last series. Finally getting something done offensively. Addae with a marker down yet again.
Them down to the ground. That's illegal, Cotton.
He's smiling about it now, talking to big number 88 Amir Washington.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Thomas, Dwayne Thomas. They'll line him up as a running back many times over. Again, they're without Stacey Gage. They're without Miles Montgomery, who's their best back. And they're having to use Thomas, who's really their second best receiver at running back.
And take a look at number 1, Kylan Fox, get around and lead through to help make this a positive gain. They do a very nice job there picking up some black jerseys, one of them being Jacob Rodriguez, and setting up a second and a little more manageable.
Again, that quick hitch. It'll go ahead to Marcus Burke, number 3, who is their top target. Redshirt senior out of Jacksonville. And they pick up 7, so it's a very manageable 3rd down and 3.
This is where Taven Jackson is at his best. He gets a chance to sit in the pocket, clean pocket, and he can just let his talent show. A nice throw to set up 3rd and short.
This may be one of those down and distances where you look for Dylan Wade. He now moves up into a slot. They go tight with the formation. Jackson hurried, flushed, and the change of direction and a beautiful toss to Wade. And yes, sir, that thought about every day as an audition really comes to fruition for a guy like Taven Jackson.
Oh, certainly. He's got more football to play. He doesn't know if his future is at UCF. He has to put good things on tape from here on out.
On 1st down, crossing pattern a little long and a little high for Dylan Wade. Opportunity missed there.
Yeah, you got exactly what you wanted. And for Taven Jackson, if you have a clean pocket, you've got to make plays like this. He's standing there, nobody rushing. You want to make this throw on the chest of Wade. He has to reach out. Now, in defense of Jackson, you would love to see him use 2 hands. I think that that's a good enough throw that Dylan Wade can reach out with 2 hands. He may be out the back door.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Ajamun Addae remains the setback.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Problems on the snap. He gets on top of it. Wisely just falls on top of it. Dahmerkamp was coming around on a motion. The snap went awry, and they lose 8, and it could have been worse.
Yeah, it's wide, and it's a really nice job of Taven Jackson just to get on the football. There's not much he could have done there.
Stepping up underneath to Addae. I like this young back. He's run the ball a couple of times this year. Ran for 1,637 yards in high school in Miami. Tell you, that's a much tougher job now, is because it's not just Florida State in your state anymore. UCF, South Florida. Okay, there are a lot of really good teams in that very highly populated and talented state for football players. Great pressure, trying to go underneath to Nixon, and
all new Wednesdays on
a roughing the passer. The ball's clearly out. Bailey dives at his legs, hits the quarterback low. It should have been a roughing the passer, and UCF actually should have the football still. It's good to see him getting his shoe back on, and it looks like he's going to be able to go back in the game.
As we come back to live action after a gain of 7 on the previous play, 1st down. Griffiths. Ball's tipped into the air and falls incomplete. Cannot go low like that.
That's much more dangerous.
You hurt quarterbacks that way.
Yeah, it's much more dangerous. So that's a miss, but the officials have been overall fairly clean and have done a really nice job. That's just a miss there, and UCF fans aren't going to be happy, of course, and their quarterback is limping on the side.
Henry Johns is an outstanding referee, one of the best white hats in the business, as Griffiths has to unload and it falls incomplete. Isaiah Nixon coming through there, the backup defensive end behind Najee Kelly, number 6, with the pressure. 3rd and 10. They're going deep into that depth chart now.
Yeah, a lot of guys who haven't seen a ton of action this season are in the game right now, and one of them that I really like is true freshman Bryson Jones. He's got 3 catches, 63 yards on the season, and 2 touchdowns, right? I really love his upside. He's on the bottom of your screen right here.
And Micah Hudson, also a good receiver, 14. Griffiths, that pass is caught. It's Cameron Dickey for the first down. Inside the 20 to the 19, and again, Lewis Carter. Boy, he's going to need the whirlpool after this game. He's been all over the place for UCF.
Yeah, this is just the old halfback option, and you know you can get to that late because it takes a second to develop. A very nice job by Griffiths of going left first and then coming back to Dickey to pick up a first down.
58 yards rushing, 2 receptions for 17 yards for Cameron Dickey today. Here he goes again. There he goes again. 1st and goal. Mari Henderson with a saving tackle, a gain of 16. I mean, this Texas Tech offense, no matter who's the quarterback, they are just a juggernaut today. Dickey. UCF stiffens. Boy, you try to get inside that A gap, B gap, and it's tough to get yardage. Philip Dunham came up to help out guys like LeBlanc and Isaiah Nixon.
Hey, Tim, DeAnthus Upshaw Jr., number 49. He usually wears number 65 and plays a little tight end. He's wearing number 49 right now. He is in the football game. Could he touch the football?
DeAnthus Upshaw Jr., redshirt freshman from Irving, Texas. Dickey remains the setback. One more time. Touchdown.
Didn't play as much defense as you'd like, and maybe they didn't run the ball as well as you'd like. Well, all of those issues have subsided.
Yeah.
They're great defense.
Well,
they run the football well.
Dwayne Thomas Jr. Yeah, he does keep it.
He does find the crease. Very nice job of getting movement. That's not an easy task. Those defensive linemen for Texas Tech are very strong and heavy. Nice job by that offensive line of finding a way to get their quarterback the first down.
You know, you think of the advent of UCF and how they came along as a program, and originally in the American, George O'Leary did a nice job. After he left the program, changes were made. They were looking to move up, and obviously they were a group of 5 school when they went undefeated and claimed their version of the national championship when Danny White was athletic director at that time. He's now at Tennessee. Here's Jackson, beautiful play fake, and he goes underneath to Nixon, Jaden Nixon, right down the sidelines for the first down. But now, and this was the goal that Scott was talking to us about. Scott said, my job now is to take us to the best place I can take them as a Power 4 school. It was not a Power 4 school when he coached them to the apex of the group of 5.
Of course, and it's obviously a little tougher now because you're in this wide open Big 12. However, it's the best opportunity because of how wide open the Big 12 is.
Absolutely. Especially in the portal era, where you can, through the evaluation of talent, get a lot better very quickly, as this Texas Tech team did. And again, to kind of go back to that Texas Tech plight, there's no reason for anyone to apologize for taking advantage of the portal era that we're in and saying, you know what, before rev share kicks in, we're going to go all in. Kobe Campbell and others did exactly that. 1st and 10 with the ball at the 47. Swings it out again to Addae. Nothing doing.
Hey, Tim, this third quarter is likely going to end, and we're going to go to commercial probably, right? So I just want to foreshadow something. On the other side of the break that we were probably going to take, I'm going to really get you going on some pure playoff football. Because for many, many years, it was said that the SEC was spending a lot of money that they shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
And
always
in Heisman voting. Packers,
Yeah.
number 44 in that backfield, post Horning and Jimmy Taylor of LSU and Notre Dame fame. It was Donnie Anderson that was very much a part of the 67 Ice Bowl championship in Green Bay.
I'm so upset, Tim. I was going to say fourth, but then I said, you know what? Those stats
Third.
by Graham Harrell were.
Yeah.
And so I went third, but it was really fourth. So sad. How about
Yeah.
the red smoke?
Yeah.
The autumn wind.
The autumn wind. I will not attempt to do the late John Facenda. Howard, I'll give it a go, but not Facenda. There it is.
I just love it. The little swag surf, you know.
Well,
we
you know what?
got our traditional swag surf in here. You
Listen,
did good. You're getting better.
They got to take care of the loss of the tortilla throw.
Yeah, you got to do something.
Got to come up with smoke.
Got to find something.
Yeah. More props. We got to have more props.
Taven Jackson can't see now, though.
On a go route. And by the way, I would have hated to have been the receiver there. Poor DJ Black had to be looking up going,
Where's the ball?
Where is the ball?
I'm just telling you,
Yeah.
that smoke is going to be discontinued, especially at this time of the game.
Oh, yeah, it might come out.
Yeah, because he's fighting the defensive back, but also he's looking up, can't really see the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
And his frustration is not only the smoke, but there was a lot of grabbing at his arm by the defensive back, number 4, Marion Horn.
Third down and 15.
Marion Horn.
Taven, I think, is waiting for the smoke to clear. And ahead goes Nixon to the 45-yard line in the arms of Jaden Cofield, a sophomore from Austin, Texas.
All right, you almost have to go for it here, right? 48-9. So this is a big time. Well, they're going to punt it. You would think they try to go for it here, but like I was going to say, that would be big time Romello Height, David Bailey territory, and you just don't want to subject your quarterback to have to hold that football and allow them to rush after him, punt the ball away, and continue to work on playing really good defense.
Scott may actually be waiting for the smoke to clear.
He's like, my guys can't see, no point in throwing it.
Yeah. And the distance probably has something to do with it, too. It is 4th and 11. Christian Gentry is back deep. Receiving end.
Into these fully developed, really nice football players. A really nice job of the defensive end there, knocking that ball away, not allowing it to be completed. That's Nigel Leak Kelly, number 9. But it's really cool to see these little pups grow up. But how about those pups?
Oh, man.
Look at that baby.
Goodness gracious.
Look at him.
Oh, boy.
A little Similac on the breath. Wet behind the ears.
Absolutely.
Now he's got the eye paint. He's a man.
And those long, lovely locks, right? That pass is intercepted. And on top of it, Philip Dunham. This kid is a wrecking machine.
Yes, he is.
Defensively. We got a flag down, so hold everything.
It might have been a free play opportunity.
Yeah,
Looks like it's
might be offsides, which will nullify another pick for
Offside.
Dunham.
Defense, number 9. In the neutral zone, snap. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Nigel Kelly.
Tim, just because it's offsides doesn't mean we don't have to marvel at the ability of Philip Dunham. You're going to see right there in the middle of your screen, he's offside, so it's a free play. However, Philip Dunham is about as talented a defensive back as there is in the country.
Yeah, he is.
Last week, 3 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown. He has amazing, I'm talking about amazing instincts.
The nephew of the great Udonis Haslem, who played in the NBA with the Miami Heat, was a Florida Gator Final Four player. Oh, what a pull down by Griffiths. That was incredible. Golf ball tipped right back to him.
They don't know what they're doing, so you pump it right in his face, get a little more space, create space for you to punt the ball away.
Yeah, they talk too often. You quarterbacks talk way too often about IQs.
Tim, in our defense,
yes,
you answer this question. Is it intelligent to start off behind?
We can. Ajamin Adai is the setback. He's played most of this second half. Jaden Nixon is still out there, and he's the only scholarship healthy running back on the team. They're really reaching back and going as deep into the bench as they possibly can to finish out this game and this season. Given all the circumstances, They have to feel that they let one get away last week at home. And they had won 9 in a row in that series at the Bounce House against Houston last week.
And Tim, these are still very valuable reps, not only for Taven Jackson, but for this entire UCF team. Like we talked about at the top, there's still something to play for.
Oh, yeah.
You won 4 games to this point, and there are 3 games left on your schedule. Well, 2 after this one.
Yeah. but I'll tell you, I'm looking forward to my first visit to Orlando since the stadium was built.
Yeah.
I mean, I am. And I know that the fan base there is all in. People forget that UCF is an enrollment of 68,000 people. They got 68,000 students at UCF. And not a lot of history athletically, no. But, boy, are they building on it. Addae got to that second level. That kid is playing hard.
Yeah.
Really hard.
And he has from the beginning. That's really cool to see. A true freshman, you know, he's getting his opportunity. And like I said, these are valuable reps. You're always auditioning. And he's auditioning for his role on this team. A very nice job of getting down the middle for a first down pickup.
True freshman. 20 yards on that play. Jackson. Beautiful pass. I mean, that was a dart to Damerkamp. The ball came free, though.
I found on the roof.
Hold on now. You said. So I think it's the correct call to keep the call on the field upheld. And I think it's encouraging for the game that they didn't review targeting because that's a violent football play, and that's what people want to see. As long as it's legal, the letter of the law, it has to be the top 6-inch radius. It wasn't. Good football play.
Second down and 11. And Hill will throw it again. I don't know that he made it back to the line of scrimmage or not. If so, well, they're going to say no, he didn't. So third down and 11 coming up. 9 and change remaining in our game. And Texas Tech with Mitch Griffiths, senior from Ashburn, Virginia. We talked a little bit on his performance at Wake Forest. He was the captain of that team. Highly intelligent player, obviously. Soon to be a coach.
But Tim, hold on now. You said senior is going to give the impression that he doesn't have another year.
But
he's got another one.
He's got another one.
He does. Imagine that. From pouring concrete to making throws like this one.
Right.
For the number 6 team in the country.
Yeah, in a program that is always thinking big picture. That's Gentry on the receiving end for the first down. And with Will Hammond next in line to be the starting quarterback, Hammond knows that having a guy like that behind him will be vital moving forward after Baron Morton moves on.
Yeah, the self-awareness of these quarterbacks, it starts with Baron Morton, right? He's been very self-aware since the start as a young kid, getting thrust into duty, and then you get Will Hammond, and then you bring in another veteran to make sure you continue to groom Will Hammond and make sure he's prepared for his opportunities when they come. He has shown that he is, and then he'll have more opportunities next year.
Yeah, the control and composure he's exhibiting, his absolute pocket presence indicates that as Hill gets 9 yards on first down. It'll be second and a yard to go. I'm very impressed with what I've seen from this young man. And even yesterday in Fast Friday practice, you could tell that he had great command. And it was at that time that we were talking with Will, who, because of that torn ACL, is unable to go the rest of the year.
Yeah, who's very optimistic, and I'm just telling you, he's going to try to come back sooner than he should because he's a tough guy. He's got a plan for his life, and I love watching that young guy play, but go ahead.
Yeah. Will actually told us what he's going to do after about 15 years of pro football. He's got that mapped out. Hill again, enough for the first down, so move the chains. Tell the story of what he's mapped out for himself.
So we're sitting there and we're talking to him, and we're like, hey, you know, what would you like to do once you're done playing 13, 14, 15, maybe 35 years in the NFL?
Yeah.
And, you know, he didn't even think, right? He's straight to it. He said, well, I did an internship when I was younger, and I want to get into turf fields.
Yeah.
Right? I want to be the guy that has all the turf field. And I'm just like, can I have a job? Don't forget me when you're making all that money, staying in football, but not having to get hit.
Yeah. Love those young guys that have plans in college. Already know what they're destined to do. A quick hitch. It's caught by Hayden Wigington, 5'11", 190-pounder, out of Heritage High School with Lillian, Texas. There's Will. He looks like Opie on the Andy Griffith Show, doesn't he? He's got those red cheeks, red hair.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like he's walking down the street looking for Barney Fife and Thelma Lou. Second down and 7. Probably my favorite part of this job, besides getting to work the games on Saturday, is getting to meet the players.
Oh, man.
Every week. It's so much fun.
I thought you were going to say the 3 or 4 days you get to spend with me.
Well, that too.
Oh.
But that time that we spend with the players is
cool.
Fantastic.
It's so transparent, so organic, right? You know, you guys like Howard Sampson and getting to talk to yesterday John Curry, a sophomore that gets a chance. He's so mature. He plays so well that they allow him to go into the meetings.
Yep.
Right. Last time we talked to Baron Morton, and you know he's always a joy to talk to. I mean, it's really cool seeing these guys and their Fast Friday practice. I mean, it was fast.
Yeah, it was.
You knew that they would come out the way they did today. It would not be any lull. There would not be a looking past UCF.
Yeah.
They respected the opponent, and the way that they practiced was super cool to see.
Well, Joey McGuire really deserves a lot of credit for keeping this team in that position of hunger while they've already illustrated. How about that high hurdle act by Oliver Miles, number 28. Move the chains again. But, I mean, he's getting these guys to play like underdogs when they're big-time favorites.
I mean, look at this guy. Up, around, a little spin, a little dump. I mean, was that the fourth, fifth running back?
Absolutely it is.
My goodness.
But the methodology for Joey as a coach, he'll take whatever is said about his program nationally in a negative way and use it to the nth degree
and
to get those guys to respond.
Sometimes he'll alter it, Tim.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes he'll take some words out and say, hey, they said you're trash.
Yeah.
They were actually saying that what happened to this team is trash.
Right.
But guess what? That doesn't help his team.
No,
so he's got to do what he's got to do.
He's got to do what he's got to do.
I love it. You got to take everything you can use bulletin board material, and create that chip. You've heard all the stories of how people would get Michael Jordan going, or he would get himself going, or Reggie Miller. Like, creating these fictional or real slights so that you can have motivation and perform at the optimal level, and you can see examples of them performing at their optimal level.
That's leadership. That's exactly the way I approach rehearsals with you before every game. I tell people rehearsals are not, you never want to nail a rehearsal. You just want to prepare to nail the on-camera.
Yeah, our rehearsals are usually terrible, huh? Terrible by me, at least.
Oliver Miles is ahead for 4. Well, of all the rehearsals we've ever done, today's was exceptionally poor.
We didn't rehearse.
We didn't rehearse.
We didn't rehearse at all. It came out all right.
Yeah. Producer said, they're going to join us in progress. Well, wait a minute. Fox Business will take this. We're going to do a full open. Go ahead.
Here we go.
Absolutely.
And we nailed it. How about that?
Third down and 7. 11th play of what has now become, Devin, a 7-minute drive.
Yeah.
I mean, textbook. Here goes Griffiths sliding down. I think he slid into the back of someone that had to come in. It almost looked like he was sliding into second base.
Yeah, he tried to slide.
Yeah.
He tried to slide. He slid right into an offensive lineman's foot, his foot is heavy, and it didn't move 1 inch. Take a look at this. He starts to go down. He starts to slide there. Oh, it's not an offensive slide. It's Hill.
Yeah, it's Hill.
It's Hill, the running back. Adam Hill out of Albany High School in Texas.
Yeah, he may have to talk to Hammond about that surface that he was sliding into there after the game. Gain of 8. Look, big picture with Texas Tech. They win this game. They get a week off. That get a time for a lot of guys to get healthy.
Yeah.
They need this. I think at the beginning of the year, Joey was saying we weren't really sure about this late an open date. Like, what are we going to get out of this as we get the 2-minute timeout? Now they welcome the open date that comes next week.
Of course, they were thinking.
Credit. He's ready, New York. You need to invite him. And my goodness, what happened to Virgil? He was everywhere.
He was.
In the second quarter.
2 carries, 2 touchdowns. I'd say he had a good day, not to mention a receiving touchdown to boot.
35-2 at the break. And about sportsmanship, to be perfectly honest with you. He knows the situation that Scott Frost is in.
Yeah, Tim, and I love it, but, you know, we filmed a skit, and I want to show it, and he's wasting all the time for us to show it. Come on, Coach McGuire, be a better teammate.
3rd down and 7. Oh, he's going to wing this one. Just as I said, staying on the.
But you're exactly right. They gave a lot of opportunity for Griffiths to show what he has and get comfortable playing in live game action. He hasn't played in a little while, so that's really good by him. And like I thought, they get into that formation. You can see the hugs all around.
Yeah.
The best formation in the history of football.
Griffiths, by the way, 13 of 17 for 145 yards. Joey McGuire's quote to us yesterday.
In college football, who most of these young men will not be professionals, right? But they're going to have to go and be professionals in something other than football, and he's preparing them for that as well.
There it is. Joey McGuire. What a run. And his quarterback, Baron Morton, he said, when I think about tomorrow and being a senior day, he said, I'm going to remember all the people who told me that I should get another quarterback. And remembering all of the faith that I have in Baron, there was no way I wasn't going to go into this battle without this young man. And Baron Morton, not completely healthy, playing at a very high level, and got a much-needed second half off before the open date, then West Virginia, and then the Big 12 title game.
And like you talked about earlier, as well as they played and as well as they've played all season, they still haven't played their best football. And that's exactly where you want to be here at the end of the season. You want to continue to improve, and they'll take small things from